Hi guys, welcome to my channel. Before we get started, make sure to hit that like button, also subscribe to my channel. Tyre Nichols death updates. So make sure to watch the full video. 5 previous Memphis cops have been terminated and accused of homicide in the demise of Tyre Nichols, a person of color who kicked the bucket 3 days in the wake of being beaten in a rush hour gridlock stop toward the beginning of January. 2 different officials have been feeling better of obligation as the examination proceeds, and 3 local groups of firefighters workforce who answered the scene have additionally been terminated. Who was Tyre Nichols, and what do we are familiar with his capture? Nichols, a 29-year-old who worked at FedEx, was the dad of a 4-year-old kid. The most youthful of 4 kin, he was particularly close with his mom. He has been portrayed by loved ones as upbeat and profound, and he was an eager skateboarder and photographic artist. This man strolled into a room, and everybody cherished him, said Angelina Paxton, a companion who went to his Remembrance Administration. Nichols experienced childhood in Sacramento prior to moving to Memphis, where he resided with his mom and stepfather. Companions from his adolescent years in California addressed CBS Sacramento about how much delight he brought to people around him. "I know Tyre. I know how extraordinary he was," said Jerome Neal, who had quite recently visited Nichols in Memphis in November. "I see him associating with like nearly everyone at the skate park when I'm with him. He was simply all around cherished. He simply contacts anyone who gets around him," another companion, Austin Robert, told the station. The evening of January 7th, Nichols was getting back from a rural park where he had taken photographs of the nightfall, as indicated by his family's lawyers. Returning, he was halted for foolish driving, as indicated by the underlying articulation from the Memphis Police Division. As officials moved toward Nichols to capture him, a conflict happened and Nichols took off, police said. A second conflict likewise happened eventually before Nichols was at last captured, police said. Memphis Police Chief Carolyn C.J. Davis later said agents have not had the option to prove the underlying report of crazy driving. That's what police said. Following the capture, Nichols grumbled of having a windedness when a rescue vehicle was called. Nichols was taken to a medical clinic in basic condition, police said. After 3 days, on January 10, Nichols capitulated to his wounds, the Tennessee Agency of Examination said, yet didn't expand on what those wounds were. An authority reason for death has not been delivered. Rodney Wells, Nichols' stepfather, told CBS subsidiary Reg Television his stepson experienced heart failure and kidney disappointment in light of a pulsating by the officials. Lawyers for the family said that a free post-mortem they dispatched found that Nichols endured broad draining brought about by a serious beating. The full discoveries of the report were not disclosed. What did the body cam and observation film show? 4 recordings were delivered Friday, including film from police body cameras and road reconnaissance cameras. They show officials initially eliminating Nichols from his vehicle subsequent to pulling him north, an underlying battle when Nichols splits free and takes off from the officials, and afterward upsetting pictures of Nichols being limited and beaten by 5 officials at a crossing point. The recordings show Nichols being kicked and smacked in the face while being limited, pepper splashed, and hit on various occasions with a twirly-do. The primary body camera video shows a cop moving toward a vehicle with his firearm drawn while Nichols is by and large effectively pulled out and moved to the ground by another official. The subsequent video, taken from a raised road observation camera, shows officials controlling and beating Nichols at an alternate area, rural convergence. 2 officials are shown holding Nichols on the ground when the third official methodologies and kicks Nichols in the face. A 4th official with a cudgel likewise beats Nichols, hitting him toward the back. Nichols stands up and staggers while being held by 2 officials when another hits him upside the head a few times until the blows make Nichols break down. The third video shows bodycam film and the sound of the beating after officials secure Nichols at the convergence. While he is being hung on the ground, the official wearing the camera pepper splashes Nichols over and again. The official later conveys the retractable rod. The 4th video shows a bodycam film of an official pursuing and thumping Nichols to the ground at the convergence. The video is on the whole darkened for a few minutes, yet sound passes the clear battle for Nichols on to pause and rest and the sound of binds clicking. The officials in question. 5 Memphis not set in stone to be straightforwardly answerable for the actual maltreatment of Mr. Nichols, said Davis, the police boss. The 5 officials, Tadarius Bean, Demetrius Haley, Desmond Plants Jr., Emmett Martin III, and Justin Smith, were terminated on January 20th and are presently having to deal with criminal penalties including second-degree murder. Police said on Monday, January 30th, that a 6th official, Preston Hemphill, and a 7th official whose name was not delivered had likewise been feeling better of obligation toward the start of the examination on January 8, simultaneously as the 5 who were subsequently charged. The division said Hemphill has been being scrutinized as he took part in the underlying rush hour gridlock stop and the utilization of a taser. Also, 3 individuals from the Memphis local group of firefighters who answered the scene were terminated for disregarding various approaches and conventions. After the recording was delivered, Sheriff Floyd Bonner Jr. of the Shelby District Sheriff's Office likewise said that 2 appointees who answered the scene were eased of obligation forthcoming an examination. What do you think of our video? Let me know in the comments section below. If you enjoyed this video, make sure to hit that like button. Also subscribe to our channel before you go.